Madison Square Garden is regarded as the mecca of basketball. Chances are it's your favorite player's favorite arena, as in addition to housing New York's beloved Knicks, it's been home to legendary games and legendary performances at every level. But recently, staff at the Garden seem to have forgotten their roots. Knicks legend Patrick Ewing, now Georgetown's head coach, said he was accosted by Garden security while his Hoyas took part in the Big East tournament. And this isn't an isolated incident. Somehow, security at the Garden has gotten into it with numerous New York legends in recent years. So what gives? Sit back, relax, and take this in. Ewing is Knicks royalty and is probably on the short list of most recognizable New York athletes of all time. He turned the franchise around upon being drafted #1 overall in 1985, then went toe-to-toe with Michael Jordan's Bulls throughout the 90s. Although it never resulted in a championship, few athletes have left their imprint on the Big Apple quite like Ewing, whose Hall of Fame career included 11 All-Star selections and 13 straight playoff appearances for the Knicks. The team even celebrated that imprint by retiring Ewing's jersey, raising the big man's iconic number 33 to the rafters in 2003. But when Ewing arrived at MSG last week, now as the head coach of the Hoyas, he didn't get that same warm reception.
But I do want to say one thing though. I thought this was my building, and I feel terrible that I'm getting stopped, accosted, asking for passes. Everybody in this building should know who the hell I am. And I'm getting stopped. I can't move around this building. Like I was like, what the hell? Is this Madison Square Garden? I'm gonna have to call Mr. Dolan and say, geez, is my number in the rafters or what?
MSG Entertainment, which is owned by Knicks owner James Dolan, released a statement later that day reaffirming that they respect and appreciate what Ewing means to New York and wishing him luck in the Big East tournament. The Hoyas went on to win that tournament, giving Ewing the last laugh.
Started from the bottom. Yeah!
The pandemic has changed guidelines and security measures in every arena and stadium around the world, but it's still tough to believe that you wouldn't recognize the 7-foot-tall Ewing walking through the door in New York, of all places. Spike Lee echoed those sentiments.
There has to be something just wrong at Madison Square Garden. Can any of you imagine Magic Johnson being stopped entering the Staples Center?
The legendary director and Brooklyn native has had his own run-ins with Garden security. Just last season, while trying to enter the arena for a Knicks home game versus the Rockets, Lee, who usually enters through the employee entrance, was asked by the security to re-enter the arena through the main gate. After a video surfaced of the altercation, Lee blamed Dolan for creating a bad environment at the Garden, and the team's most famous superfan swore off the Knicks games for life. And he isn't the only one. In February of 2017, Ewing's former Knicks teammate and all-time fan favorite Charles Oakley got into a shoving match with MSG security guards and had to be escorted out of the arena. Oakley was arrested, banned from the Garden for a year, and subsequently filed a defamation lawsuit against Dolan and MSG. Though that lawsuit was thrown out, a federal appeals court ruled last November that Oakley can proceed with his case against MSG that unreasonable force was used against him. So Charles Oakley, Spike Lee, and now Patrick Ewing. That's a lot of incidents involving New York icons, Dolan, and Madison Square Garden security. Not to mention that Dolan has tried to ban media members in the past, which resulted in a $50,000 fine for the Knicks and even banned a fan for life for heckling him.
Okay, see, that is the problem. He is too sensitive.
The last time the Knicks had a winning record this late in the season was 2013. Yet despite the fact that the team's in a better place right now, Dolan still finds a way to dim the light of what should be an exciting time for New York basketball. So, what do you think? Is this Dolan's fault? Should Knicks trivia be a part of the hiring process at the Garden? Will I get banned from MSG for doing this video? Let us know what you think in the comments.